Rek'Sai is up here too, so a lot of options are available. We have seen some tanks kind of sneaking into the meta more. If you're looking around the world, things like Sejuani is becoming more popular, so if they want to look for something frontline, they could do that, but TSM has been a team to try to play more aggressive, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Lee Sin come through.
Well, we are going to get Aphelios picked up here for TSM, which means the Syndra is going to Bjergsen there in the mid lane. Aphelios will be for Kobbe, their bottom side, to lane against the Varus. We'll see if they want to draft a support with him. Remember, they already banned Tahm Kench away themselves, and oftentimes you want to see a more defensive, more protective style support with Aphelios to keep him safe. And there you go, there's the Thresh.
Yeah, Thresh is going to be able to help keep him safe against the Jarvan. You can play the EQ. You can also stand back and try to lantern him out of those cataclysms. So there is the ability to play that both aggressively when you know where closer is on that Jarvan, and more defensively if you are worried about any potential jungle gank.
Let's see how Golden Guardians want to round this one out here for the final pick of the first half of the draft. Looks like they'll go for their support as well. Locking in the Nautilus. Varus Nautilus is a nasty CC chain and a very powerful 2v2.
Yeah, it really is, especially post 6. It's so easy to line up that combo. Point and click ultimate from Nautilus. You get knocked up right into a hook, into the Varus ultimate. Allows you to hit those piercing arrows very easily, and also prep for any potential ganks that could be coming down from closer. And now that Golden Guardians has actually picked their jungler, and TSM went for presumably their mid laner, that's probably where we're expecting the bans to be focused. Golden Guardians already taking out Lee Sin. They could look towards another jungler if they want, and TSM are going to ban out some of the matchups that they don't want to see for Bjergsen on his Syndra.
Yep, the Zoe has seen a lot of popularity recently. The champion has had some pretty high highs here in LCS play in spring 2020, but it won't get to show those off here today, at least not in game 1. Rek'Sai, the second ban coming out from Golden Guardians, exactly as you predicted, targeting that jungle pool from TSM, making closer's life a little bit easier and getting rid of some of those champions that are so effective at getting on top of an immobile carry like Varus.
Yeah, there are still some strong early options. Things like Olaf are available if you want to look towards that. Elise if they want an AP option, but that likely means they need to have some sort of an AD threat on the top side or risk being too one-dimensional up there for TSM. But double mid lane bans is expected here from TSM, and with that AD jungler, you could look towards Rumble. It is flexible between mid and top, so I actually quite like this as a blind here for Golden Guardians.
Yeah, the Rumble locked in. It puts AP in the composition, and I'm not gonna lie, they already have quite a lot of it. I mean, Nautilus is already going to deal AP damage with whatever damage he does deal. Obviously, the support's not going to be a main damage dealer. And even though Varus is an AD carry, a lot of the damage of the abilities in his kit is going to come through as magic damage. So let's see how TSM want to respond to this. Aatrox, one of the better champions to blind pick there into the top lane. They know the Rumble can be flexed to either one of those solo lanes, so they need to be safe. And Sejuani, the jungle pick here for TSM, knowing their opponents already have the jungler locked in. They can't easily counterpick it with Trundle. Let's see what Golden Guardians responds with.
Yeah, very interesting. So Sejuani, something I talked about a little bit earlier, is a very strong tank in the meta right now, and Jarvan's not a champion that can really abuse you in that 1v1. This is not an Olaf type situation where you're going to get slammed. If Kennen comes through, I am expecting that to be a mid-rumble and utilize that Kennen to try to win out on that 1v1 against Aatrox. That is a very advantageous matchup for Kennen up on that top side. So this is pretty AP heavy as far as the soul lanes go. And, if you were already concerned about the kind of damage profile of the Golden Guardians comp, then this is going to be even more geared towards that AP. But I do think you can fix some of that by going Blade of the Rune King, on hit here with FBI and being vastly physical damage based.
Yeah, if FBI falls behind for the Golden Guardians in this game, TSM with a single magic resistance item on Sejuani will just have an unbreakable front line.
Yeah, that is something that they're going to have to worry about, but they do have some very strong lanes, huge kill pressure down on that bottom side. They have a winning top lane. Kennen into this range versus melee matchup against Aatrox is going to be pretty problematic early on for TSM. So I think for TSM, especially in the early levels, it's going to be about withstanding the storm. You're playing Sejuani, you're playing melee and range in the top side, so you need to kind of weather that storm and maybe play more around Bjergsen, who could get priority in that mid lane.
We'll see if they're able to do it and find those outplays against TSM. But now with Champion Select complete, we are going to be heading to a 5-minute commercial break. Now, this is to preserve competitive integrity, add a 5-minute delay to the game. But once we're back, we will be casting the game exactly what you see right there in front of you. So we will catch you here, right here, this place, after this. Don't go nowhere. For rejoining us here, I'm Captain Flowers, that's Azale, and we have returned from our 5-minute break here to preserve competitive integrity here. Once again, we need to make sure there is a delay on the stream. However, we are still going to be casting the game as it happens right in front of your very eyes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it happen. It's really kind of back to the heyday of esports, bedroom casting, everyone playing remote, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. It's kind of giving me flashbacks to my days when I was grinding to get up here and join Riot, casting all the random stuff I could get my hands on just from my bedroom in my parents' house out in the cornfields, being like, all right, let's see if we can get up to maybe 15 viewers for this one. But
man, you're doing a lot better than 15 viewers now.
Yeah, we got a little bit more than 15 viewers these days. But TSM and Golden Guardians, they're going head to head here. We already talked about how this is super important for Golden Guardians, especially because it seems like they can probably only drop a single loss here in these last few games. But the one thing that they do have going for them, if you're a superstitious kind of person, TSM has been going 2-0, 0-2, 2-0, 0-2 every week so far in Spring Split. Last week, they went 2-0. Just saying.
Well, TSM did have back-to-back 2-0s earlier in the season, week 2, week 3. So it's all just, if they win the first game, they're going to win the second game. If they lose the first game, they're going to lose the second game. So we'll see if Golden Guardians can set up their opponents for an easy alley tomorrow. Also worth noting, some of the rune choices over here for Golden Guardians. You see Comet for FBI. This leads me to believe immediately it's going to be Poke Varus. He's going to be looking to poke down his opponents and then hard engage, utilizing the Nautilus, Rumble Cannon, J4, and kind of hard engage on these softened up targets to wipe them out. It's going to be very team fight focused. You can see Conqueror on Haunter. What I am expecting is for the Conqueror into Gunblade, then full AP. This is a build that has become pretty popular as far as solo queue, especially in Korea. And then Predator mid here for Golden Glue. We saw Niski actually run this a couple weeks ago, and it is very much just focused on getting lane priority, shoving that wave, and roaming. You're not actually looking to fight Bjergsen 1v1 here. You want to make stuff happen elsewhere.
And there's so much potential for this Golden Guardian squad to make things happen when enough people get together. Look at the team fighting power of all 5 of these champions. If that Jarvan goes in and gets more than one person in a Cataclysm, the amount of AoE hell that will rain down upon them is massive.
I mean, there's so much lockdown for this Rumble, right? You know, it's not even just the J4, but Nautilus can hold people in place for that really strong equalizer. So a lot of opportunity here for Golden Glue to really be set up well. You can see he is actually playing heal, so doesn't want to be getting 100-0'd here by Syndra. It's not going to be cleansed to deal with Dardoch or anything like that. And with that Sorcery secondary, I'm actually expecting that he is just playing like Water Rocking and Celerity. That's what I saw Niski play. It is just, again, everything geared towards moving around the map and making stuff happen.
The faster you get to the river, the faster you find yourself in another lane. Speaking of the river, both junglers have taken to the Scuttle Crabs now. Dardoch on the bottom side of the map, Closer on the top side. Closer won't really have an opportunity to make any sort of a gank happen up here. Broken Blade already farming up underneath his own turret. As you mentioned in Champion Select, Haunter's kind of going to have his way with that lane for a while.
Yeah, he definitely should. Closer, a little bit on the bad side of this. They're actually pinging him back up towards top side, so perhaps considering a dive on Broken Blade. And now they've seen Dardoch, so maybe they want to go for something. They are actually pinging towards it. Golden Glue's going to roam, and I think they're going to look for a 3-man play.
Yeah, Golden Glue already ducked into the fog on the top half of the river there just to evade the gank. Now he's made his way up here. A ward's going to spot him out. Let's see if Golden Guardians can do this cleanly. Broken Blade going to go ahead, drop down the Infernal Chains, having to pop the flash. Closer already getting himself away, but Golden Glue is going to be stuck up underneath the turret. Good Lord, man. Oh, and he even taunts him. Broken Blade. He makes it look clean. He makes it look easy. And Golden Guardians make it look like a massive early error. They get flashes out of all 3 of their opponents. The first one, of course, being Golden Glue's flash in the mid lane. And then because Golden Glue didn't have it, he ends up dying. And that is disastrous in the top half of the map.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Closer could have taken one more hit there. It felt like he should have just started off the dive with melee and then used the flagging drag to get out of tower range once, he was kind of getting too low, but instead he looked for the engage, wasn't able to find it. Great flash from Broken Blade, and they just didn't have the damage to actually finish him off. And not only is this bad for Golden Glue, who actually roamed up to topside and died, spending his summoners, now Haunter has no flash, his opponent has first blood, and this early advantageous matchup that you drafted for is no longer in your favor.
Golden Glue without that flash could
this
be
is a great
punished here
roam.
again. Bjergsen, if he lands the Scatter the Weak, could be in a good spot. Broken Blade continues to move forward. Gets the chains, gets a little bit of a knock up. There's the damage. TSM just merciless against Golden Glue here.
Yeah, Golden Glue is going to be so sad. Had to burn his flash mid lane, roams top, blows heal, dies, comes back, and just a perfectly timed roam from Broken Blade. 3-man collapse mid lane. They know Golden Glue had no summoners, so he's going to lose even more here, falling very far behind Bjergsen already. And when you go for this style of setup on Rumble, where you are hard committing to the roam with Predator and Celerity and all this stuff, if you lose control of your lane, you can't move because you have no priority.
Right, where are you gonna roam? You're stuck underneath the turret for the entirety of the game.
Roam back to the base.
All right, bro, that's where we're going. I get straight home as TSM have made their way onto the Infernal Drake here. That one's gonna be smited. Dardoch can easily charge over the wall, but just in case, Biofrost throws out a lantern there to get his good buddy out to safety. And Golden Guardians now find themselves down 1,000 gold and a Drake and 2 kills early on in this game. Just about all you could ask for if you're TSM.
Yeah, really incredible start, especially when, I was talking coming out of Champions Select, TSM need to withstand the storm and survive top lane, survive jungle. Well, they've done more than that. They've actually been able to thrive in these early levels. Dardoch is almost to 6. Broken Blade with the first blood got early Merc Treads that's going to help him out so much in this matchup against the Kennen. And TSM now looking to dive Haunter up on this top side, who has no sums. I think they can just miss happen.
All right, let's see if TSM can do it right. Not go the same way the Golden Guardians dive went. Earlier, there comes...
Oh.
Couldn't even finish the sentence.
Yeah, now you see him, now you don't. Syndra pulls off the magic trick, just absolutely destroys Haunter, who, again, has no 2P. He actually used that earlier, so he's going to lose all these waves. He's going to lose at least one turret blade, and Broken Blade is actually going to be very far ahead now in this matchup.
As we were talking about TSM having an advantage, the point I was going to make is they aren't even the ones who gave them that advantage. It was the Golden Guardians with a massive misplay, and yes, Broken Blade played it well, but it was Golden Guardians' unforced error that gave TSM this lead. But now TSM says, oh, well, since we've got a lead, we might as well show you how a dive is actually done correctly. They pop off in the top side, they coordinate it perfectly. As you said, now you see it, now you don't. There was just no opportunity for outplay there from Haunter, and TSM is keeping things rolling here. They don't want to slow this down.
Yeah, they really don't. And I would say TSM at their best, this is one of the things they do as well or better than any other team, where they're able to actually utilize the extra members, bring pressure to one lane, so it's a 3-man play mid lane to get Bjergsen ahead. Then he utilizes that pressure to gift it back to his teammates. He is not just going to sit in mid lane and try to dominate that 1v1. He takes the pressure he has, goes top, dives Haunter. Now Broken Blade is kind of getting you that back, and they're so good at extending the lead by playing around the map.
Here comes your CC chain, here comes your gank into the bottom lane, and there goes Huhi. Dardoch hanging around at the right time. As soon as they see him step up to clear that ward, Dardoch jumps in, Biofrost lands the hook, and that's more money in the TSM pockets.
Yeah, Huhi looking for a snipe, not quite able to get it, but another kill going the way of TSM, who are just fully in control of this one. Golden Guardians gonna try to make a play back on top side. They can't afford to just sit back and do nothing, so they will look for a Rift Herald here, potentially try to get some sort of a 3-man play into a turret, but TSM is already roaming up. Thresh is going to be here, Dardoch is here already, and he still has his ult.
This is going to be a 4-man melee. It could get bloody fast. The Rift Herald is still aggroed by the side of the Golden Guardians. Broken Blade leads the charge.
Haunter almost has ult.
World Ender is on. Haunter, no ulti just yet, but now the cooldown should be available. Importantly, though, the Rift Herald is ultimately leashed for TSM by the Golden Guardians. They give the objective away and retreat.
Yeah, Golden Glue just wasn't able to get an effective ultimate. He actually dropped the equalizer. Bjergsen just gets lanterned out of it. Really did like 5% of his health, maybe. They've got to make sure that they're actually coordinating on these abilities, locking people down in the equalizer if they're going to go for a play like that.
Golden Guardians seeming a bit rattled here early on. The coordination just not at all where it needs to be.
Round 2.
Bjergsen and Broken Blade, they want to make it happen here again. Hanser with the ulti, with the flash. There's no stopwatch available, so if he does get hit by any sort of CC, he's a dead man walking. Bjergsen coming around from the side. Wants to find that damage there. The burst goes through, the ulti comes down, flash away from Hanser is going to keep him alive. Closer shows up to just provide a little bit of extra covering fire. And Hanser will get out alive. However, it does cost him his flash, and it does cost them the fact that TSM now has some free firing time onto this turret. Shelly is summoned at the perfect time to take down those last two incredibly tanky plates. They will get everything in the kitchen sink up here, Azael. It is a 3,500 gold lead for TSM.
Yeah, these roams have been so effective from Bjergsen. Yes, Hanser survived, but loses his turret, right? He is now so far behind, just kind of getting bullied by this TSM solo lane duo. They don't overcommit. Dardoch just holding onto the flash and the ulti, so he's going to have that ready for the next potential fight, which likely will be at Dragon, because TSM, again, have priority on the map. Broken Blade is running over towards that Dragon Pit because they had the push on top side.
He goes into the bottom side. Chains of Corruption is going to follow up the dredge line there, and Biofrost is taken low. He tries to get away, but a nice snipe from FBI is going to finish him off here to start this fight. Broken Blade makes a TP in as he is now the target, and Broken Blade will cut him down. A nice Sejuani ulti finds its way on the Golden Glue, who's forced to flash over the wall. They're going to use the blast, going to save 2 of their members, but that means that TSM now have 4 men in the bottom half of the map. They have priority over the Drake Pit, so although it was a kill going the way of Golden Guardians to start things off, grabbing that kill into Biofrost, it's TSM that come out on top.
Yeah, they do come out on top there. It is the 1-for-1 trade of supports, but Dragon going TSM's way and forcing more summoners. Biofrost, I think, had his stopwatch available, so a little bit surprised that he didn't actually stopwatch. Maybe didn't see the piercing arrow coming through from FBI, or perhaps just thought he was going to be doomed either way.
Yeah.
One small advantage for Golden Guardians, though, is they do now have teleport advantage on Hanser. So they could look to try to make some sort of a play with that, but Hanser's not very threatening right now. He's just on a couple pieces working towards that Gunblade, so even if he TPs in, this is not a threatening cannon at this point.
Yeah, a couple books, a Bilgewater Cutlass, and Grandpa's pocket knife, and an old pair of shoes. Not exactly going to make it so you're the team fight threat you want to be on those TPs. Kennen normally invokes fear and terror when you see that teleport coming in on a flank, but right now you're just kind of like, all right, buddy, you can give it a shot.
He's got the brown bags on his feet. Here, this is one more time. Biofrost getting locked up and sniped down. Perhaps just thinking he could have dodged that out. I think the stopwatch was available. Either way, it does go down. Broken Blade, a great TP in, the Q flash, locking him up, and then Dardoch forcing Golden Glue's flash also with that ultimate connecting. So really well played. And when you're examining the solo laners, it's not just Hanser that is in a world of pain here. Golden Glue has no damage in his build. He's sitting on Merc Treads, a Doran Shield, and a Ruby Crystal. This is not exactly that double spell pen, rip you up in a team fight rumble.
Well, Golden Guardians make themselves a dive in the bottom lane, and they will pop Kabe. Nice coordination there to pull that one off, as now it's Dardoch and Bjergsen working together here yet again in the mid lane. Heal or not, Golden Glue is done. Dardoch will not walk all the way into the bottom side enemy jungle. He knows that if there's any way he dies, that's it. Instead, he walks back into Bjergsen's loving waiting arms, and with the minions tanking the turret, he can exit stage left.
Yeah, he's going to get taken down again. Golden Glue having a really rough one after that early gank into failed roam. He has pretty much been behind the whole time and looking like he's going to stay that way. The one kind of shining light, I would say, for Golden Guardians is Jungle Bot doing pretty well. You can see FBI has a kill to his name. He's up 20 CS, is going for the poke style build, so has picked up some CDR boots, has double lethality right now, and he's going to be pretty strong. So perhaps if he can hit a little bit of poke before a fight starts, you can soften up someone on TSM enough that then maybe your solo laners can get something done.
Yeah, when you go for a lethality build on any champion, the existence of Umbral Glaive means you have a first item completion point that is much faster than almost any other champion. It costs 2,400 gold, right? That's support item budget. To have your first item online, it gives you a lot of extra vision control. We'll see what FBI is able to get done with this and that dirt put together for plenty of lethality stacking. If you look at the side of TSM, there is some armor on Biofrost. You're going to have some armor coming in here soon, most likely for Dardoch as well. But everybody else is pretty squishy and susceptible to these piercing arrows.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also an item that really helps you with vision control, right? And one of the things that can be difficult as a team from behind is often controlling vision whatsoever, being able to contest that. And this is kind of like an extra sweeper, but Broken Blade going for the engage.
Here we go, Golden Guardians once again in a bad spot, and that's a killing spree for Broken Blade here on this Aatrox. 3-0-2 so far.
Another great pick. TSM collapses, gets a kill, and it's going to be straight over to Rift Herald. This is not likely to even be contested. Golden Blue's on that bot side, so I think Golden Guardians just going to have to give this up, which should mean TSM can likely take that mid lane turret.
Mid lane turret with plating gone and already below half HP is going to take quite a lot of damage even without Shelly being around.
Yeah.
Demolish is ticking down for Biofrost, and with that big hit coming through, one more shot from Kabe finishes it off.
Yeah, well done by TSM. They don't even need to use that, so they could save it for bot lane, try to get the last of the outers, extend that gold lead, or even look to pressure further in mid lane, taking down that tier 2 and opening up more of an ability to extend their vision into Golden Guardians jungle.
And as things do look bad here for the Golden Guardians, we have to remember they do have one hell of a wombo combo. They also have two champions currently working on building a Gargoyle Stone Plate, which even when you're behind can make you just massively tanky with the incredible value the active gives. So there is a chance for a big Golden Guardians wombo combo here in a 5v5 fight, but they will have to play it very well, and they're going to have to make sure that everybody's coordinated.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be a perfect engage, right? Because you're going to be looking to fight through Broken Blade, Dardoch, and Biofrost, who are all going to be quite tanky. And Broken Blade is so strong right now. Not only is he very resilient with this early Death Dance and quite a bit of HP plus the Arc Treads, he's going to put out a ton of damage if you're trying to just ignore him and walk past to access Kabe and Bjergsen. Because if you can't get to Bjergsen right now, he is going to run over a fight.
And with that third Drake going over to TSM, this brings them to Soul Point, which means they have the opportunity of taking a Drake Soul 22 and a half minutes into the game.
Yeah, that is ridiculously early here. Being able to grab that up for themselves would be pretty devastating. I'd also say Cloud Soul, very, very nice for Aatrox in particular. You're already getting that movement speed on your ultimate when you do pop it, and now getting this extra burst from the Cloud Soul plus the passive 10% move speed would be really, really nice for Broken Blade and allow him even more access to the backline. It just becomes almost impossible to kite this guy.
Yeah, with everybody on TSM doing as well as they are, one misstep from the Golden Guardians getting caught out by a Broken Blade chain or a hook from Biofrost or Dardoch's ulti, it's really difficult to deal with these kind of situations when you're this far behind. Nobody can really tank it up. Until those Gargoyle Stone Plates get completed, if you're caught, you're dead.
Yep, exactly. And that's what Golden Guardians are actually facing down right now. We are stepping into what will hopefully be a quick pause. We'll let you guys know as soon as we find out exactly what's going on. But TSM has played an incredible game so far. They are in full control. And I've got to say, this is kind of the TSM that I think people were expecting after their performance last weekend, taking down Cloud9, giving them their first loss, grabbing a 2-0 weekend. There was a lot of hype around this team in that, hey, if they're performing at this level, not only should they be the second best team in the regular season, but they could look to challenge Cloud9 in playoffs. And I think they have really picked up right where they left off.
And for Golden Guardians, you gotta be face palming a little bit at that first dive. Honestly, you can you can feel the energy around a play like that happening. Everybody's walking up there. You're kind of thinking to yourself, I mean, I don't know if this is a great plan. Does he think this is a great plan? I mean, we're all here. Is this really a good idea? I've been there in solo queue 100 different times. And eventually you're just like, well, I'm up here, so might as well do what I came to do. And then it turns into that, and it's just so frustrating because you know it was all on your call, right? There's nothing TSM did that said, hey, you have to make this play. Yeah. But they made that play. It went horribly awry, and it gave TSM the advantage they needed to snowball this into some Frosty the Snowman tier abomination of wintry goodness that makes it so they're at the point that they are now. 4,000 gold ahead.
I mean, it's one of those things that I actually liked the play. I just think it was executed poorly, right? And that's always frustrating to look back at and say, hey, we did the right thing, but in the wrong way, because, you know, yes, he got ganked mid lane. Golden Glue lost his flash, but then there was this potential for this 3-man dive topside, snowball what is already supposed to be a winning matchup, and then all of a sudden, you have a way into this game, a way to actually take over through side lane, right? So I kind of respect the play. I just think Broken Blade responded great, and Golden Guardians didn't handle the dive very well, and TSM has really made the most of it. They have done such a good job moving around the map, taking the lead top, roaming mid, getting Bjergsen ahead, Bjergsen returning the favor with multiple roams top, and they have just been everywhere.
Well, here we go again. TSM pushing up, and Golden Guardians deciding it's time for a fight. They're going to engage on Broken Blade, who has to flash into the Cataclysm. However, a flash away from closer is going to keep him alive as well. Broken Blade shut down, killed for the first time in this game.
Yeah, Broken Blade was ignited and had taken so much damage that Death Dance dot was huge. And that is the first, I would say, major misstep from TSM that felt like a big overdive. Dardoch going forward hits the ultimate on FBI, but no one was around to follow up on that, so he didn't even force the cleanse off of FBI. And you know, as they tried to kind of dive in and back up Dardoch, Broken Blade got locked up under the turret and just roasted.
Broken Blade finally taking down some shutdown money in the pockets of the Golden Guardians. Going to make them feel a little bit better about the state of this game. Was a 4,000 gold deficit, now down to about 3. But they still have to deal with the fact that that Drake Soul's on the table here in 2 minutes. They still have to deal with the fact that they're playing completely off the back foot this game. You can always tell what direction the game is heading, if nothing else, just based on the vision. All the vision in this game is currently in the Golden Guardians half of the map. There's none on TSM's half, because TSM knows Golden Guardians will never be pushing into there. There's no way a battle is going to occur in TSM territory. It's all about them just choking Golden Guardians out of the remainder of this game.
Yep, exactly. They're playing on their opponent's side of the map, so their vision is placed appropriately to do so. That being said, Golden Guardians does have good defensive vision, so they've kept a lot of vision, you know, in that Baron area. So if there was any potential rush towards that, they can at least move forward and check on it. They can keep tabs on that. And because of the nature of their composition and how much AoE they have, it would be really risky for TSM to make a move towards Baron. So while this last pick doesn't pull the game to parity at all, it does give Golden Guardians a little bit of confidence, right? It's like finally something went well for you, and maybe you can build some momentum there.
With Drake still being a minute away, we're going to see the
TP
Golden
bot
Guardians try
side.
to make some kind of a play on the top side, but Broken Blade has made a TP down to the bottom lane instead, and Golden Glue, for the 4th time today, is taken down by TSM. They have punished him relentlessly. They have hunted him never-endingly, and he is just having a pretty unfun time here today.
So much credit, though, to Dardoch, Broken Blade, and Bjergsen. This 3-man squad from TSM has been everywhere, playing together throughout the entire game. Again here, finding Golden Glue on the side. Broken Blade just TPs in, and they're able to chain that CC to not really give him any opportunity to flash out.
Now, the good part here for the Golden Guardians is the fact that he's going to be back alive in time for the Drake fight. TSM goes for a dive underneath the mid lane tier 2, and FBI is forced to blow both summoner spells to get away. That's Cleanse Flash down on an otherwise completely immobile AD carry, who, by the way, does not have a defensive support next to him. He has a Nautilus. So if they can find the chance to engage, he's done.
It's a great trade from Dardoch. Dardoch trades his flash to get both those summoners. It's also the strongest member on Golden Guardians right now. So there's the ability for someone like Bjergsen to actually look for a one combo. He has both his summoners, so he could try to flash in there if he can hit any sort of scatter, and probably 100-0 FBI, because as you said, there's no defense really coming to his aid from Huhi. It is all about the engage on that side. Yes, he can try to peel, but once Syndra presses R, there's nothing Nautilus can do about that.
You're not peeling anything unless you have a stopwatch. Stopwatch.
Try to bat the balls out of the air.
Yeah, Nautilus is just gonna walk up. He's got the anchor, man.
I got you, bro.
The stands. He's ready for a home run. But Golden Guardians are ready for an invade, but are they truly ready, Azael? Dardoch's going to be tanking up everybody, but the cavalry has arrived and the artillery is flying. Kabe's letting off a couple of bullets, but Haunter's made his way into the back lines. Kabe is going to be forced to run away as Bjergsen grabs a kill into Huhi, and Haunter is kept under control. TSM will keep their AD carry alive, and Golden Glue and FBI will hobble away from the fight. Dardoch, the only casualty for TSM.
At the very least, they got some summoners off of TSM, but TSM winning out so much. They have the health bars to continue this push. FBI and Golden Glue have got to get out of there because Broken Blade could easily dive in and take them down. It's going to be another turret going the way of TSM. They have that soul now, and everything is in their hands to close this one out.
TSM with their 6th turret of the game. That means everything standing outside of the Golden Guardians base has been removed, and it's all about sieging that inhibitor line now, a task which typically falls to a team that has managed to get themselves Baron, and with the lead that they now have, I don't think the task of taking it's quite as daunting as it was before.
No, it really isn't. They have a very good turn, but they still have to be respectful to the amount of AoE that Golden Guardians have, as Broken Blade probably cannot continue to chase this. There's a lot of members from Golden
Still going. He's saying, come at me, bro.
He's feeling big. He's feeling big, and he is really strong in this game, so I get it. But I think for TSM, you're more looking for the turn at Baron rather than just hard committing because of the potential AoE combo that could come through from Golden Guardians. And TSM now just moving forward their vision. Broken Blade has the ability to kind of poke forward very aggressively, which made it easy for TSM to grab some vision on the other side of the map because everyone is worried about Broken Blade. He's working as this mobile ward.
Bjergsen also did a great job there, picking up the enemy red buff, tossing it over, and handing it to Kabe on a silver platter. So the TSM's AD carry was able to grab that one, and Golden Guardians would be denied yet another resource here on Summoner's Rift, as Dardoch and Kabe are going to start up a 2-man Baron attempt. With Broken Blade and Bjergsen still on the map, TSM are hoping the Golden Guardians are not willing to check it. But considering Golden Guardians have seen over the wall with the flag, that means that TSM are now daring them to show up. Broken Blade will buy some time. He's 1v2 and he's winning the fight. He's found a kill into Golden Glue. He's chasing after Haunter. FBI is here. They won't find the damage they need because of the stopwatch, providing a couple of extra seconds of reprieve here for Broken Blade. He's going to eat a lot of damage coming down from Bjergsen as Biofrost gets the kill to finish things off. That is a 2-for-0 for the side of TSM. Almost 3-for-0 as Closer nearly dies as well. And TSM is right back onto the Baron. Closer is nearby. He's in that Tribe Rush. But man, if a stray projectile hits him, if a stray freeze hits him, he is dead. The smite came down onto the Baron early, but Biofrost is just going to kill the enemy jungler by himself. Sure, why not?
Flashes over, doesn't even need the ignite, takes down Closer, guaranteeing them the Baron. And damn, Broken Blade has been a monster this game. He is in the 1v2 and he likes those odds. Broken Blade coming up huge for TSM here. Pops the ultimate early. Lantern gets dropped. He says, nah, I'm going in. Taking down Golden Glue, taking down Haunter. What a monster. As on the other side, Closer's getting pushed out, and TSM are able to keep Broken Blade alive, even healing back up and grabbing another kill, plus the eventual Baron.
That fight ended up giving 2 kills over to Biofrost, who currently is 3-1-6 on Thresh. He has a 300 gold bounty on his own head as Thresh because of the fact that he is just dominating this game so hard. TSM firmly in the lead, 7,500 gold up. They've got Baron, everybody's ready to go, and they're pushing up the top side here. Bjergsen and Kabe will be the two standing out in front. Bjergsen with that Banshee's Veil to nullify some of those piercing arrows, as you saw there, blocking one of the shots from FBI. And now the rest of the squad is joining up. Dardoch ready to be here on the front line. Remember, the Stone Plate is ready to go, and with the Chains of Corruption missing, TSM are now aware that Golden Guardians have one less big team fight mechanism.
Yeah, it's really hard for Golden Guardians now. Broken Blade pushing in mid lane. They're pushing on the bot side, utilizing the Lantern combo there. Kabe starts moving forward, hits the turret. Lantern is sitting on him. As soon as Golden Guardians even looks at him, he can just jump out with that Lantern and stay really, really safe.
Meanwhile, Broken Blade is just in mid lane doing work on that turret all by his lonesome. That's 2 inhibitor turrets now down. Dardoch over the wall with the initiation, and here we go. Very nice equalizer comes down from Golden Glue, able to find some damage onto multiple members of TSM. Bjergsen's going to be forced to flash away as Haunter has to head for the hills. Closer tried to tank up TSM, but he's just not tanky enough to do it. He is the only casualty of this fight so far. TSM will take the kill, they will take the inhib, and they'll take their exit.
And they're running straight towards Elder. Pings from TSM. Broken Blade will go back to base, but he has teleport, and everyone else is looking healthy enough to just straight up take down the Elder right now. Golden Guardians have got to rush out and try to contest. It's really your last chance, but
you can't give it
it
away.
will be a 4v5. There's just not much going on for him.
Broken Blade doing his best to keep everybody at bay. 1v4. The Elder Drake taken down. The Elder Drake gone means it's time for TSM to turn things right back around. There comes your first Elder Drake execution. Haunter goes over the wall trying to find anything onto the TSM 80 carry, but the damage is not there. Broken Blade will not stop pushing. The Guardian Angel brings him back, and he spams the stupid emote during the resurrection. Oh, Broken Blade, he is feeling it this game, Azael, as Dardoch is feeling these ultis as well, dialing them in onto value targets. Biofrost the Fearless, 1v2 on the Thresh. Golden Glue and Closer will finally take him down. Shut that Thresh down, get that money. Unfortunately, it comes at the cost of your base just fall into shambles. The Nexus turrets are under fire. Broken Blade's just dodging and ducking and dipping and diving around as Dardoch's on the front line there. He's almost going to be taken down. There you go. But unfortunately, a kill doesn't mean a whole lot when the Nexus goes down too, and TSM make it look easy against the Golden Guardians.
Yeah, that was a dominating game. 30 minutes on the clock, 18-6. They got the Baron, they got all 4 dragons, they got the Elder. TSM really crushing Golden Guardians here today, and that's just such an impressive win.
It started off with an error from Golden Guardians, but after they got rolling, TSM just never knew how to stop. Now that Game 1 has concluded, we're going to be stepping away for a moment to set up Game 2, but we'll see y'all back here after the break for